Thanks for joining us on Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. A very excitable Stu Rich and Mike Wood here, and it's Christmas come early. It's Derby Day, all the big Group 1s down in Melbourne, Mike. I had a great day down for Cox Plate last weekend, but wow, I wish I could be there this week. How good does this look?
Yeah, it's one for the racing purists, isn't it? So many Group 1 races, so much quality across the card. The Derby race, a big race in all countries, especially Australia. Such a testing race for those 3-year-olds. And a big day as well. I think it's 130 odd acceptances in Flemington, but not too bad in Sydney. 90 plus, we're holding up all right.
Sydney, that's definitely holding up in terms of the acceptances. And look, it's holding up is one thing, but getting the cash like last week, mate, first hand, I don't think I've ever heard you so confident on a $5.50 chance. Congratulations. What a win, what a day. How are the pockets?
Yeah, they're pretty good after last week, aren't they? But I wasn't so confident. 250 from home, 2 excess. Monstered him down the outside, but he kicked back. He got the win. We got the collect, so happy with that.
Ducking and weaving, but it didn't matter, mate. As you said, got the cash. Let's try and do it all again this week as we get stuck into the quaddie. We're back at Rosehill this weekend. It's been a long time coming since Rosehill, but let's get stuck into race 6. It's the Ladorian Group Handicap, and no surprise to see that man Waller in the off-season of Sydney. Mortar Platoon off his win last start. Cars off unlucky in Brisbane, down to Sydney. And Mornington, what's doing here with this import? No trials, the horse from England. Waller, he gave nothing away in his preview. I don't know what to do here, nor do the punters, I bet.
What do you do with this horse? It's so hard to know what to do with this horse. No form to go from since last preparation. It's like backing a Melbourne 2-year-old race. No barrier trials. What do we do? Let's look at the way the race sets up and see what we do with this import from the Waller stable. Benchmark 80 over 1,800 metres to kick us off. A fair to strong tempo with a few going forward. Hopefully on Saturday, after so much bias of late, we've got good 3 to good 4 conditions with just a bit of drizzle around and a fair bias as well. The rail's back into true. The grass cover is apparently good. So hopefully some fair racing on Saturday. Across the 3 key factors to kick us off, a good track's really important after some recent wet ground. Rosehill Gardens is a different kind of surface to Randwick, and the 1,800 metres is quite a unique distance range.
Well, let's start this quaddie off and have a look at the market. And look, we've got to get off to a winner here, Mike. It's Impervito, a horse that they've come for. $4, looking to turn the tables on Mortar Platoon, who's out there at $8, a little bit less than last start, mind you. Cars off back from Brisbane at $5.50 there. Social Element for Gay. Mornington, how about the questions on this horse? $8 in the market, kept very safe. Zamex and Victim Lamour in there, but look, Mortar Platoon and Impervito form looks to be holding pretty strong here, Mike.
Yeah, some good French there, Stu. But yeah, that form's looking pretty good. Let's have a look at that last start. On very different ground, wasn't it? The wet Randwick 1,600 metres compared to what we're facing on Saturday. Mortar Platoon, the grey, just coming through the pack now. Impervito out wide, not doing too much yet. And Screamer not too bad as well, Stu.
Not doing too much yet, Impervito. Have a look at the last 200. That's where he's doing his best work. But Mortar Platoon, I just think, had the better run. Hits the front here, did get exposed.
Yeah, got exposed really early for a strong tempo, so did really well to fight on and just hold on. Impervito, a smaller type that's really tough, that has Group 1 form on a wet Randwick 1,600 metre track. So those conditions did suit him, but geez, it was a huge run, wasn't it?
Yeah, got the cash for us that day, did the winner in the quaddie. Let's have a look at this import now. I mean, we just have to. The horse, last start, we're going to go to Brighton, more known for its piers and its fish and chips, but we're having a look at a horse here. There's plenty of imports in Australia at the moment doing some damage. This isn't one of them.
Yeah, this isn't one of them because he's probably not a Group 1 horse, is he? But he's Brighton form. I mean, what do you do with it? Let's have a look at him first up. A similar distance to this race on Saturday, similar ground, obviously. It's a good track as well. He's the horse that's a little bit green. He's still learning his trade. He gets to the front. He quickens well. He hits the line. He's got talent, but what's he beat?
I don't know what he's been, but have a look at some of these people in the crowd. They're just scouts for Waller saying, let's get this import to Australia. What do you think?
He could be anything, that horse. Absolutely anything.
All right, let's look at a couple of replays. We've got all these great new graphics to take you through. We're going to start with the form and then rip into the analysis with the key factors. So let's get stuck into the form, Mike.
Yeah, starting with the form and lighting them up. Impervito with great form after that 3-wide run. Social Element back in grade after a really good 2,400 metre run. He gets a gold bar for form as well.
All right, Impervito and Social Element starting out. Now let's get into the key factors. A good track, providing that rain doesn't come.
Yeah, those 2 horses had the good form, but maybe not the good track suiting them. Impervito back to a firm track might be a risk. Social Element in the form guides. He looks like he likes a good track, but his best ratings were on that soft track.
A wall of horses as we get this race underway. How about the track? Rosehill, important.
Yeah, once again, Impervito, we say he loves Randwick. He doesn't get a gold bar, therefore, for Rosehill. Cars off doesn't mind it. Mornington, we think, should be okay. He's quite a strong type that should handle a track. Zamex is unbeaten there.
Cars off, sticking his neck out as we round the turn. How about the distance at the 1,800 metres?
Yeah, Impervito can improve. He's got Group 1 2,000 metre form. Cars Off, a lightly framed type though. The step up in distance is ideal for him.
So we've got Cars Off just holding his lead. As we have a look, we've got to have a bet here, Mike. We've seen the key factors. We've had a good look at the form. A couple of negatives there for a few of the favourites, Impervito and Social Element. This whole thing with Mornington, I mean, this has just got me running scared in this race. So let's have a look at the market with these overall ratings because we're here to have a bet. Cars Off at the $5.50. I mean, Mornington's just not too far behind at the $8 there. Cars Off stuck his neck out here, Mike, but that's a stacked field in behind. I don't know where to play. Maybe it's that sort of place betting race?
Yeah, really not that confident, are we? I mean, Cars Off looks like a decent each way play there, and Impervito behind him, maybe not a good enough rating with those odds, and there's lots of value behind, so we've got to go for some value in this race. We'll start with Cars Off each way. We think it's a good play each way at those odds, and picking out of those roughies with big odds, Lord Kingsley, Hawkesbury form, let's sack that form. He could improve for sure. We've got to sack that form.
All right, so it's Cars Off there. The top rater just on top, but it looks like an open race. As we jump into the second leg of the quad, it's a Blacktown Workers Handicap over the 1100 metres. And Mike, this horse in times of war, how much do you love to own these horses? 2 wins, 9 seconds. What an unbelievable record. And Slow Burn was in the same race last start, and the punters, they did get burnt.
And it's not the first time she's burnt punters before. She lost at odds on, I think, 3rd or 4th up last prep. So let's have a look at the way this horse sets up this favourite and see if she's going to burn the punters' fingers. Again, benchmark 82, 1100 metres. Another race with a decent tempo, fair to strong with a couple of leaders going forward. Good 3 to good 4 conditions, we hope. And a fair bias. Please let there be a fair bias on Saturday. Across the 3 key factors, Rosehill Gardens again's a key factor. The 1100 metres, we want genuine speedsters. And position and run, around the short course, you need to get the gun run.
Okay, they came for Slow Burn last time, the punters. Let's bring up the market here for the second leg of the quaddie, and it's Slow Burn that is holding strong in this market again. $2.80. There's in times of war. You can pretty much be safe. There's going to be a Quinella horse there. Picardy Rose, $8.50. There's a little gap here, so to all these horses that are chasing, there's Anatola at $9, Overstep $9.50. There's Rebel Miss as well. But look, is it either the burn or the war here, Mike? Which side of the punter's going to go?
Doesn't sound good either way, does it? But they've got the same form line at least, so we can look at the replay and figure out which one punters like. 1250 metres at Canterbury a couple of weeks ago. Slow Burn had to work a little bit early to get on pace, and she fought on pretty well. In times of war, got crossed, was a little bit keen early as well, and she was running the finish as well, Stu, wasn't she?
She was. She's just waiting to get off the rail here. Slow Burn, as you said, did a little bit of work. In times of war, though, got to love, you can see her fighting there. Ducks back to the inside, finishes off well.
And what does she come? She comes second again. 9 seconds from 11 starts. You absolutely can't believe it. The thing about this race is the form is strong. The 4th horse has since won. The winner is a really good quality horse. So those top 4 are all pretty good horses, we think.
Oh, a real blanket finish there. We're going to take you to another replay. This is Rebel Miss. This is on the last on Everest Day, and we know this was a blanket finish as well. What a day of racing this was.
It was a great day of racing. It was a tough finish for the punters. Something at massive odds on the inside. I think it was Grand Condor winning. Yep. Everyone was talking about Vega Magic out in the slow lane with the bias against in the Everest. Why not talk about this girl, Rebel Miss? 7, 8 wide in the green and white. You just couldn't beat her that day and win. She's racing so well this preparation. She can sprint, she's got power, she tries hard. That run was better than it looked.
Okay, so many excuses there, and as you said, 100 to 1. Getting up in that race there. Let's get stuck into this analysis now, Mike. Let's have a look at the form and then the key factors.
Yeah, bringing up this data, starting with Slow Burn. Look, it wasn't much between her and in times of war, but overall, she had a slightly tougher run and her form is pretty good, so she just gets the gold bar there.
Okay, so Slow Burn to the early lead as we get stuck into these key factors, and Rosehill, Mike, all important.
Yeah, but Slow Burn's all her form is at Canterbury, isn't it? So maybe a negative for her. In times of war, she loves Rosehill. It's a home track. Rebel Miss has never been there, but like we said, she's a powerful type. All the predictors suggest she's going to love it.
In times of war, and Rebel Miss just making a bit of a run of it here. How about the 1100 metres?
Yeah, 1100 metres will suit in times of war. Again, she's got great 1100 metre form. 2 starts ago, she raced so well there. Rebel Miss is a great sprinter from the inside barrier. Anatola, she doesn't mind the 1100 metres as well. Slow Burn, back in distance, a slight risk.
Getting a little bit of a sinking feeling here for Slow Burn, and a wide barrier won't make position and run any easier at all.
No, you guessed it, Stu. Slow Burn with some leaders around her, not a gold bar. In times of war, looks like she could get the box seat again. Rebel Miss inside barrier, Lead Me Astray inside barrier. They get gold bars for position and run as well.
Slow Burn, short in the market, Mike. I haven't seen too much confidence there in either the form or the key factors. We've got to have a bet. I can imagine we're going to go around this horse as we bring up the market. What are we going to do? In Times of War and Rebel Miss, well, they're on top, and look at these odds, $7 and $11. I mean, are we sacking the favourite? Is that the sort of play?
We've got to sack the favourite, I think. I mean, you know, she's just not in this race based on those ratings. We think she can win if she loves the Rosehill 1100 metres. But those other horses, we just know will love the Rosehill 1100 metres. So you've got to play safe and go for those horses. Rebel Miss, clear the value, equal top rater. She's the one for us. Inside barrier, racing so well, lots of power. I think she might surprise a few punters on Saturday. And you've got to put in Times of War in your Quinellas, don't you? She's got to come top two. It's almost immoral. Yeah, she's definitely got to be there. I think I said $7. There's no way she's $7. I think it was $4.40. There's a look at the second leg of the quaddie at Rosehill Gardens this weekend. But stick around, we'll wrap it all up after the break. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. We're up to the third leg of the quaddie at Rosehill Gardens this weekend. It's the Bradford Sound Screen Handicap. When Sweet Serendipity's in a race, we know there's going to be a bit of tempo. And this other horse, Isa Rich Mike, he's just going to sit right there on the leader's bum. How are they going to beat him? Surely he's just better odds this time. He's up in weight. He's up in grade, but who cares? This horse is an absolute champion and he just keeps going. Love it. You are so rich, thanks to ISO Rich, aren't you? You absolutely love this horse. We've missed him a couple of times, but you haven't. Good on him. You've absolutely filled up the last few weeks. Let's have a look at the way he sets up in this 1200 metre race on Saturday. Benchmark 92, 1200 metres. Plenty of tempo, like Stu said, with that leader, strong to fair tempo. Good 3 to good 4. Please, 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 a fair bias on Saturday. Rosehill Gardens is a key factor for this race. Stage of preparation as well. Some horses first, second and third up. And weight, like there often is in the off-season, big claims that can make the difference. All right, we're 2 legs down in the quaddie. Let's have a look at the market here for the third leg. And My Country, Mike, is not going to be the odds of last time. It's into $3.90 here, so well supported. Zumbalina with a bit of money too on the back up. Magic Alibi, hasn't this horse been up for a while? Since June, I think. Bit of money there for Grundazit as well, and the stablemate Handfast. And where is he? $15 into $9.50. I think the punters have finally latched on this week. Well, the punters all used to. Who knows? But let's have a look at him anyway. We've got to show a replay with ISO Rich and Zumbalina as well. Same track, same distance. So there's a good reason to look at it. But obviously you love the horse as well. Zumbalina box seat this day, first up. ISO Rich on the outside. Petrosian missed the start. He's way out the back, but ignore that run. He had no chance. Yeah, ignore Petrosian out the back. Action's up front. Tango Rain off the rail. Zumbalina straight up the middle. Good win. ISO Rich, look, he's just going up and down there. We know what he's going to do. He's just going to stick all day. Yeah, he fights all day. He's always a great each way bet, isn't he? Points to Zumbalina this day with the same weights in a similar class. But I guess she did have a better run that day, but both good runs, I think, first and third. There is some group form in this race through Magic Alibi. I think the same day, same track, same distance. I mean, horses around the horse like Daisy Doom, this is solid form that we've just got to look at. Absolutely serious form compared to what she faces on Saturday, especially when you look at her weight, which is absolutely ridiculous. Magic Alibi in the green and the white, sort of 5th, 2 off, 3 off, coming to the outside now. Look, the time that she ran was slower than the previous race, was about half a second or 0.6 of a second slower, but she hit the line in 11.1 seconds for the last 200 metres alongside Daisy Doom. That's class. Good data there from you. Love the way she was just there. That's a lot better form. We've got to do that, mate. We've got to get stuck into the form now, then the key factors. So take us through it, mate. Let's have a look at this analysis and see how we're doing. Well, there he is. ISO Rich lights up with the top form rating. Look, what can you do with him? He keeps winning, he keeps racing well, but there's so many horses with decent form lines. There's not much between them there. Doesn't matter if it's a nose or a length. He knows where he is. He's in front to start it off. How about Rosehill? Who loves the track? Yeah, it's more about the horses that we don't think will like the track. Maybe a bit of a risk from My Country, from a wet Rambling to a dry Rosehill. Maybe she's a tough type. Grundazite, all his best form seems to be at Canterbury, doesn't it? Okay, so a couple of those favourites, My Country and Grundazite, a little bit behind the 8 ball there as we have a look at stage of preparation. Yeah, we think Zumbalina is back on track now. 4th up, a freshen before her last run. She should be fit on the back up, ready to go. Handfast, really good fresh, underrated fresh. Sweet Serendipity, a leader that needs to be fit. He is fit now. Zumbalina hitting the front, Handfast creeping up. ISO Rich right there as we round the bend. How about weight? Yeah, big factor for Magic Alibi. My Country won because of weight last start. She had a ridiculous weight based on her best ratings. The same applies for Magic Alibi. The stage of prep's a risk, but she's got such good weight.
4 horses there that look to be sticking their necks out as we have a look at the market, because that's what we're going to do. It's time for a bet. We've had a look at all the beautiful analysis. There's those 4 horses, Mike. So we're playing a price here. You know, Icerich around that $10 mark, money for Handfast, money for Magic Alibi. I think that group form's looking really good here.
Yeah, all those 4 horses are a bet. I know which one you will be on, Stu. Let's have a look at the ones we're going for. There's 2 pairs there. We've got to go for the best odds. Magic Alibi on top. Magic Alibi drawn well. Let's hope Gerald Ryan's got her racing pretty well deep into her preparation. She's been freshened, but she's drawn so well. The weight's so good. We think she can win on Saturday for sure. And how can I say no when he's up there in the ratings? There he is, Stu, the value bet.
He's always value.
Yeah,
and Gerald Ryan just looking after his horses so well. So Magic Alibi, I like that. That's a good one. Let's wrap up the last leg of the quad. It's the Bradford Solar Handicap over the 1400 metres. And New Universe, I mean, look, he chased so hard behind My Country and Crafty Cop last start. Speaking of Crafty Cops, I think there's going to be a few of those down in Flemington after the last. They are going to have their work cut out from the cops down there.
We know how it ends on Melbourne Cup Day. It doesn't look pretty, does it? Let's have a look at the way Saturday goes. Derby Day in Flemington at Rosehill Gardens. Benchmark 83, 1400 metres. A fair tempo to finish us off. Really fair conditions again for this race, hopefully. Good 3 to good 4 and a fair bias as well across the 3 key factors to finish off the quaddie legs. Weight is again as a key factor. There's a couple of claims that are really important. Rosehill Gardens again and Scope. There's some 4-year-olds with big upside in this race.
There was a short one to round out the quaddie last week at Randwick in Interlocutor, and there's another shorty here to end out the quaddie program at Rosehill Gardens. It is New Universe. It's about the same price we went around a fortnight ago. Crafty Cop, gee, I think that's a good price. $5 in behind. High Miss sitting there. Siren's Fury not far away fresh after about $100, so into 7 the next start. Gambler's Blues there, but look, Mike, it could be another shorty to round out the quaddie here in New Universe.
Yeah, he's a pretty good horse, isn't he? He was a little bit keen behind the barrier, which we won't see in this replay, and we'll see how he went after he was keen before he went around. And Crafty Cop in this race as well. Randwick, 1200 metres. Once again, the ground is very different this day. We get to a dry Rosehill track on Saturday. Crafty Cop up on a strong tempo. New Universe out wide in the yellow.
New Universe out wide, charging home. It's not this bit here you're going to see him charge. It's going to be that last 150 metres when those Waller horses are just so fit. You know you can rely on them, but Crafty Cop up front getting it done.
Yeah, really solid. You just know those Waller horses are going to lift. They're so fit. They're trained so well. And what about Astara out the back? She comes into this race on Saturday. She's got Group 1 form in New Zealand. She hit the line kind of okay to tempt me in.
I don't know, might be sneaking one in the quaddie. Maybe. We'll see. You can always pull one of those out. We love a bet here on Key Factors, and we know the Timmy Martin stable loves a bet. Gamblers Blues, let's have a look at this.
This was an unbelievable good form reference. Is Rosehill 1400 metre race. We'll talk about that in a second. Gamblers Blues just behind the pace, coming 3 wide. He was first up this day. The conditions were the same this day. And listen to the form around him. No doubt who he beat. Had Group 2 and Group 3 former and Spectroscope next start. Lanciato, who won next start at Hawkesbury as well. Pick Me Up was around that form. And lots of other horses won from this race as well. This was an amazing form reference, this race, Stu.
You've just said it. Plenty of form, and he's finishing right there, in and around all of them. Mike, we've done so much analysis for this weekend. We're all the way to the last. We've got to wrap this up, mate. Let's get us through it. Let's get us through form and key factors.
Yeah, lots of numbers. Let's finish us off and look at the form rating to begin with. New Universe, Crafty Cop, we just saw them. Not much between them on form.
All right, so not much between New Universe and Crafty Cop, as you say there. How about the key factors? Weight. Always a big one today with these claimers.
Yeah, the top weight Crafty Cop gets the claim. He goes to the lead. It should be an easy ride for the apprentice. High Mist, an important claim as well. Gamblers Blues, no weight for him, and he's a big boy too.
All right, Apprentice is getting a little bit of an edge. Rosehill all day.
Yeah, looking for horses that like Rosehill, actually looking for the horse that maybe won't like Rosehill. High Mist, coming from a wet Randwick to a dry, firm Rosehill track. I don't think he's ever won at his home track before.
Okay, good stats. No love for High Miss. It's Crafty Cop and Gamblers Blues rounding the turn in front. How about Scope? Who can really improve here?
Well, he's an old boy, Gamblers Blues, so he's just looking to repeat that form rating. He's not got that much improvement in the tank. New Universe, Crafty Cop, big upside. Siren's Fury and Astara, they can improve second up too.
Okay, so big upside there for a couple of those. Look, when these markets came out, I was really surprised to see New Universe. I know he's a bit of a punter's horse, but I'm really happy to bet around this horse. So let's have a look at these overall ratings and the market, because I want to see who we're playing with here. We've got Crafty Cop. I mean, we've seen some replays there. New Universe, as I said, that big weight, wide barrier. I'm just getting a gut feel for one at odds here, Mike. We've had a look at a few. How are you going to play it?
Well, I think we've got to play that way around, don't we? I think the market might reverse or balance up based on what we're looking at there. And Gamblers Blues, really surprised he's holding that mark. Maybe he's not fit first up, but by all reports he's going okay on the training track. Let's have a look at the best bet. 2 apprentices, 1 leading, 1 in the box seat. Let's bring it home really hard with these 2. Crafty Cop, the best bet for us. Gamblers Blues will give it an almighty shake if he's fit in the yard. They're great bets at the weights.
All right, the weights are going to be all important this weekend with those apprentice jockeys. Let's wrap it up and have a look at this quaddie. We stuck our necks out last week, Mike. You had first hand to start things off. We had into Locketer, one out to finish off. We went wide in between. Gay absolutely pulled our pants down in that third leg.
She absolutely did. She's flying, isn't she? Let's have a look at the way this quaddie shapes up. And the first thing you can see, we are not going bold at all. We had first hand or nothing in race 6 last week. I think we've got 7, maybe 8 horses there. We've got no idea in that first leg. Mornington really puts us off. If you wanted to put one in only, it could be Cars Off, but we're going really wide across to race 7. We're leaving the favourite out. In Times of War, the second favourite. Rebel Miss and Lead Me Astray have such good barriers. Race 8, there's the 4 for us. Magic Alibi the bet. And race 9, we're putting in a star in, like we said, Stu.
Yeah, you got to put these imports in. That Mornington, I mean, that could just be anything. Isa Rich is in there. Good to see. How about a Derby tip, Mike? I mean, it's one of your favourite races. It's been, you know, you just love it over the years. I remember 5.5 Star many years ago was one of your greats. Who you got this week?
Yeah, hashtag SF, ace high, well bred, loves to stay on pace. Getting a drop behind the leaders will suit him. And Grey Cliff against the older horses, that's the Valley one.
All right, well, there's a look at the Rosehill Gardens quaddie this weekend. It's going to be a bumper edition of the race guide at theraceguide.com.au with a full Victoria Derby form guide. So look, that's it from us. Hope you jag a big piece of the quaddie this weekend. Although it's only 20%, that one's going to pay.
Yep, enjoy the weekend.
See you next week.